Okay, so the opponent basically brought most of what I expected. He brought the Registeel over to Sylveon, which is fair, as Registeel is a decent check to my Boulder. In terms of expected leads, I think there's a good chance he will lead either the Thundurus or the Great Tusk. There's a chance he'll lead Registeel if he wants to get rocks up early, but I feel like Great Tusk is very strong as a lead against my team, as I do not have a single Great Tusk switch in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave my Jugulis, which is fairly good against Great Tusk. It's decent against Registeel. If he leads Thundurus, I'll just play from there. So let's get into this. Things I need to be careful about is I need to be very careful about his Spectrier to Great Tusk combination, is because he could use Spectrier to bait in my Snorlax, and then once Snorlax is in, get his Great Tusk in and essentially claim a kill, as my team was very, very weak to Great Tusk. I probably should have brought a more defensive Hydrapple, but I didn't feel like playing a defensive game this week. Okay, so he leads a Great Tusk, and I lead that Jugulis, so this is perfect. Now, I could fire off the Air Slash, potentially pick this off, but I'm actually going to play a little bit aggressively early and get the Flamethrower off. As, I mean, Flamethrower will do a very large chunk to this if it decides to stay in, and if he decides to switch out, I get a very large chunk off on Registeel. And I'm generally fine with my Jugulis going down in order to get damage on Great Tusk, should he stay in, as he elects not to stay in. And I imagine his Registeel is going to come in, which is going to take a very big chunk from this Flamethrower. Yep, Registeel comes in, so he's going to have to take the very big Flamethrower, which does absolutely nothing as he reveals he is a more specially defensive or Assault Vest Registeel. I think he's probably Assault Vest, as he revealed no leftovers, unless he's like a fighting Resist Berry. So here, I'm just going to stay in and... I'm just going to stay in Flamethrower. If he Thunder Waves, he Thunder Waves. If he rocks, he rocks. Either way, generally fine. Thunder Wave will be a little bit scary. That'll potentially lower the number of checks. Okay, so he's an Iron Defense set. As if he is Thunder Wave, that'll lower the potential checks that I have to his thing, to his Great Tusk. But since he revealed he's Iron Defense, that means that he is like a Resto Chesto set, which is fine. So he rests. Hindsight, I probably should have run Fire Blast over Flamethrower for this Registeel, but that's fine. Like, I'm okay with Registeel taking me a little bit from this Body Press, as, yeah, Body Press is probably what he's going to press. And, yeah, Body Press isn't going to be able to one-shot me. It's just going to do a decent chunk. Hypnotish does about half. And here, I'm going to bring out my Fezandipity and fire off my Heat Wave. If he Heavy Slams, he Heavy Slams. Not the end of the world. Yep, Body Press. Does a very small chunk. And here, I'm like a pretty offensive Fezandipity, so this Heat Wave will do a decent amount. I could also bring out... Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out my Hydrapple out, expecting the Heavy Slam, as I could stay in with the Fezandipity and allow it to take a chunk. But I'm going to keep Fezandipity healthy, as Fezandipity is a decent check to his Spectrier. Should something end up happening to my Snorlax, which I'm expecting to happen throughout during the game. So here I'm just going to fire off Earth Power. If he Body Presses, he Body Presses. And if he doesn't, apparently fine. I mean, this Earth Power is going to do a very large chunk to this, as he elects to switch out. Okay. What's he going to go out into on this? Quakes? Thundurus? Fine, he's a Terra Ground Thundurus set. So his Thundurus isn't going to be able to one-shot me with anything, as I'm like an Assault Vest set. Now here, I could Terra. I don't really see a reason to, though. I mean, he might Sludge Wave. But even if he Sludge Waves, I should be able to take the hit, as I am an Assault Vest. Sorry, not Jugulis. An Assault Vest Hydrapple. So I'm just going to fire off Giga Drain and see what he does. If he Terras, fantastic. I don't think he's going to Terra in my face, though. I probably should have brought a Dragon move on this, but I liked the Terra Blast and the off chance that Sylveon came. As he Sludge Bombs, fair enough, that'll do a small chunk. Please no poison indeed. So I get a little bit on this, a little bit of chip on this Thunderous, which is good for my Jugulis endgame. Now here, I can make the aggressive play out into my Mecha Jimmy. He can make the aggressive Focus Blast play. So instead, I think I'm just gonna stay in and Giga Drain again. If he Sludge Bombs, it's not the end of the world, as I'll be able to take one at this range. And if he Focus Blasts, I just made the right play. As he Agilities, okay. So he's like Agility, imagine like Thunderbolt, Sludge Bomb, Focus Blast. So I Giga Drain, get a little bit of health back. Now here, I'm gonna make the Pheasant Dippy play as, actually, do I make the Pheasant Dippy play or do I make the Jugulis, or do I make the Treads play? I think I'm gonna make the Pheasant Dippy play. If he Sludge Bombs, the Treads was my better play, but at the same time, I don't want to risk him going for like a Focus Blast or a Terra set. As he Sludge Bombs, I'll do very little as I am Assault Vested. Now here, I could fire off a pretty big Moonblast, or I could just stay in and or I could U-turn on the predicted Terra Blast and bring out my Hydrapple back out in Revenge Kill with that. But do I make that play? No, I think I'm just gonna Moonblast. I could have made the aggressive switch down into Hydrapple, but I didn't know whether he was gonna Terra or not that turn, as Terraing is very risky for him. So okay, he burns his Terra. So I know that his Blastoise isn't going to be able to Terra later in the game. He goes for Terra Blast, it shouldn't be able to one-shot, as this is Pheasant Deputy, and I'm Assault Vested. Yep, it does not one-shot, so I get a pretty big Moonblast back in his face, which doesn't KO. Poison, poison, poison. Poison! Let's go! This is why you run Pheasant Deputy. Does Poison take him out? No, it doesn't take him out. Okay. Now here, the smart play would probably be go out into Hydrapple, but I'm not gonna... Actually, do I make the smart play? If I go Hydrapple, there's really no downside. Like, worst thing that could happen is he Sludge Bombs and gets Sludge Bomb poison. Yeah, I'm just gonna make the smart play. Go out into Hydrapple. If he Sludge Bombs, as I expect him to this turn, he Sludge Bombs. But that's generally fine, as my Hydrapple will be able to take a hit. I risk a Sludge Bomb poison, but I'm okay with that. As he Thunderbolts. Okay, I don't know why he would Thunderbolt there. Okay, so Thunderous goes down. And so his Terra user is out of the game early, which is huge. His Registeel has taken chip, so my Boulder endgame looks very good here. Like, I just need to get a Sword Stance off against something, and I'm pretty sure it almost wins. I need a little more chip on his Great Tusk, but I'm pretty confident I can get that off. In terms of who he goes here, I really don't know what he's gonna do. Does he go Shaman? Generally fine. I have the Pollen Puff specifically to be able to take on this Shaman 1v1. So I'm gonna click exactly that. I Pollen Puff. I'm definitely glad he didn't bring the Sylveon, just because Sylveon would have forced my Terra on the Hydrapple, like, pretty early on. So, not needing to Terra that is nice. So he C4s, that's going to do absolutely nothing. Just get the defense drop, nope. And I get my Pollen Puff, which is going to do a decent chop, because it's a Pollen Puff. As he reveals leftovers. Got it. And Pollen Puff will be able to two-shot him. I could go for the Pollen Puff again. And go for the two-shot, or I could fire off Giga Drain, expect him to switch out. Or I could fire off Earth Power aggressively on the Registeel. No, I don't really see a reason why I need to make a prediction at this point. Yep, no reason to make a prediction, as my Hydrapple just absolutely tanks out, as Hydrapple is a tanky beast. And his Shaman goes down. Now, if he goes out into Great Tusk here, I'm probably going to sack off my Hydrapple, as I do not want to allow him to get a Rapid Spin off, as that is probably one of his best ways of winning this game right now. As I mean, as I said before, my team doesn't have Great Tusk answers, like, at all. So if he goes No, he doesn't go. Okay, so he doesn't go out into his thing, into his Great Tusk. So I'm just gonna fire off First Power then. That's gonna do nothing as Hydrapple's pretty tanky. So Earth Power, that does about half. And yeah, I'll fire off First Power again. I have the Regenerator to get it back healthy. Bypress does almost half. Now here, I can make there's power play and take him out, but I'm not going to do that specifically because I don't want to create a situation where he could press Rapid Spin and get a kill, as you can see with my team. Second that Great Tusk gets a Rapid Spin off, I am in a world of trouble. So instead of making the play to take out his Registeel, which I can do right now, I'm going to make the Juggos play. If he body presses and takes me out, fine, not the end of the world, but I just really do not want to create a situation where that Great Tusk can win. I don't think... Well, body press? No, body press doesn't even kill. Okay, so I could just fire off my Flamethrower fairly freely against what he has left. Or I could fire off Dark Pulse, which is a good middle ground play in case the Blastoise comes in. Which I think I'm going to make that middle ground play and Dark Pulse. Okay, so I Dark Pulse, take out his thing, his Registeel. So all he has left is a Blastoise, Spectrier, and Great Tusk, all of which are healthy. Oh, Hunky! Shoutouts to him, he's a solid player. Okay, so the Blastoise is not what I wanted to see that turn, as I am very scared that this is going to be like a Shell Smash set. Even though Shell Smash doesn't make a lot of sense for him in this matchup, as if he is Shell Smash... Yeah, Shell Smash makes absolutely no sense. If he is Shell Smash, that means that he would have brought essentially no gouging fire check. So I'm just going to click U-turn, bring up my Hydrapple. If he's Shell Smash, fine, he's Shell Smash and he really caught me off guard. But I think this is probably going to be like more defensive leftovers set. Or I could sack off my Pheasantipity here. No, I like Pheasantipity for treads. Yeah, I'm just going to go out Hydrapple. If he Ice Beams, he Ice Beams. Fine. Hydrapple goes down. Hydrapple already did what it needed to in this match. As he flip turns. Okay. So I'm going to get a little bit of Regenerator health then. And now I know that his Blastoise is flip turn, so he is not a Shell Smash variant. Which means his Great Tusk is probably going to be his win condition. Or is planning on using this Spectrier as a win condition, and is planning on weakening my Snorlax. Speaking of the double, Spectrier comes in. Now I'm like in a Sulfest Hydrapple, so I'll be able to take any one hit this wants to go for. Do I do that? No, I do. It's tempting. It's because here's the thing. He can make the double out into the Great Tusk here, and I'll be in a lot of trouble if I have my Snorlax in 1v1 against that. So I'm just going to fire off Giga Drain, see how much he does with the Shadow Ball to kind of figure out his set. As he goes for Shadow Ball, fine. This shouldn't be able to take out my Hydrapple, as it does not, as Hydrapple, once again, the tanky beast. And I get a big chunk back with a Giga Drain. Actually, I recover almost as much as he does. So I might actually just stay in and Giga Drain again. As he's Draining Kiss, okay, fair enough. So we're going to be playing the recovery game. But I'm pretty sure I out-recover him if we play this game. Yep, I'm pretty sure looking at that damage output, I'll end up out-recovering him. As he reveals Citrus Berry, fine. So, I mean, I can just continue to out-recover him, but I'm just going to make the Snorlax play, as I kind of want that Regenerator health. Yep, as he goes for the Shadow Ball play to try to get damage. Out here, I'm going to make the Seed Bomb play, as I really cannot create an opportunity for his thing to come in for free. As he reveals Will-Wisp, okay, fair enough, fair enough. So he is Will-Wisp, Draining Kiss, Shadow Ball, Blast Moon's probably Nasty Plot, I would imagine. No, if he was Nasty Plot, he would have clicked it by now. So I'm just going to go out into my Hydrapple. Just kind of expecting his Great Tusks to want to come in. Yeah, he wanted to get big. He wanted to burn me to whittle me so that he can create an opportunity for his Great Tusk to come in. If I really wanted to be aggressive, I could have made the Juggos play, but I don't really see the point at that stage of the game. Do I need Hydrapple healthy for anything? I mean, it's nice for Blastoise. I could also just fire off Giga Drain, and if he Ice Spinners, he Ice Spinners. Which... yeah, I think I'm going to do that. If he Ice Spinners, he Ice Spinners. Not the end of the world. As he close combat, expecting my Terra, which doesn't take me out. And Hydrapple the Beast is about to take out his Great Tusk, which is his only Iron Boulder check left, which is beautiful. So actually, this Hydrapple might be able to 1v1 everything he has left as well, as I already got him to burn his Citrus Berry. So Great Tusk goes down, so all that's left is Spectrier and Blastoise. If he goes out into Blastoise, I'll Terra. If he goes out into Spectrier, I probably won't Terra, honestly. Actually no, I'll Terra, why not? And I'll Giga Drain. Just in the off chance he goes for the Draining Kiss. So I get to reveal my Terra Steel. As I don't need Terra fighting on my Boulder at this point. There's no reason why I would ever want to be a fighting type. As he Drain Kisses, so we made the right Terra play. Will I take him out with the Giga Drain? That would be pretty big. Even though I think this game's already over. I do take him out. Okay. So Spectrier is down. All he has left is the Blastoise, which is going to lose 1v1 to my Hydrapple. So Hydrapple is just kind of being a beast throughout this entire season. Like, it surprised me a lot with how much utility it's just been able to put week in and week out. Like, I went into the season not having very high hopes for it, but it's really ended up being like the MVP of my team. I'm faster? That's interesting. I didn't run any speed on my Hydrapple this week, so he's probably like lagging tail or something. No! Roar! Let me get this Hydrapple kill. I want the funny Hydrapple kill. Oh, Pheasant Empty. Okay. Yeah, I can go for the kill, but I know he's leftovers. But I really want this funny Hydrapple shenanigans. I'm just going to click U-turn. His U-turn isn't going to be able to one-shot him. Let me get this Hydrapple kill. Hydrapple the GOAT. Yes, okay, so Hydrapple's going to be able to get the last kill. He didn't do the lame, just spamming Roar to prevent me from getting the kill on the Mon I wanted to get the kill. So he presses Flip Curve and does absolutely nothing, and the Hydrapple takes him out with a Giga Drain, and that is good game. And we get a solid 6-0 win, which basically solidifies our already clinched playoff spot. I believe we are currently 6-1. With 1 game left in the 2 games left in the regular season, if I remember correctly. So we're playing for a playoff, so we can just generally do whatever we want. So that was a nice win, and see you guys next week.